Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next instalment of this little mini-series all about the Botania mod. And I have been busy around the base just doing a little bit of work, making things a bit neater, a bit more organised, a bit more like things are actually where they were meant to go. And the first thing that I did is I have moved the daisies. So they've got their own special little place now, they are raised up and they are marked out, and I know that I can place down stone or wood on the dirt and it's going to get converted by them. Again, just making it look a little bit more organised around here. I swapped out the roof on the house for this one that's just a little bit more characterful. That flat one was really rather ugly, wasn't it? I've also extended the flowers down a little bit just to make it look like more of them are being grown. Mostly I've done these four colours because these four are my favourites. And I've also brought down here a little bit more of an update as well. So I have got a specific area for the end of flame flowers where they are going to be able to pick up their fuel from in there and then be able to just use it straight away, filling up this mana pool. I've also got over here where my hydrangeas were living. They've all died now. And this is their special little area though, which is dedicated to them. And so this is their mana pool that they are filling up. Half of these are attuned to that mana spreader, and the other half are attuned to that mana spreader. Exactly the same on the other side with the endo flames as well. Half of them go to each of those, and then they are both filling up the same mana pool, just so that the mana pool itself fills up a little bit quicker. And other than that though, I've just done a little bit of decorating around the place, just to make it look a little tiny bit prettier, and I'm glad they are over there stuck in my cow pen. But I'm sure you've noticed there is an issue. This mana pool, while it's pretty, is definitely not still being filled up, and it's the same for that one. And that's because all my hydrangeas have died, and all my endo flames are out of fuel. And to try to remedy that, the first thing I've done is I've built this little furnace array just over here. So this is one of the most simple setups. I've got two double chests. Each of those are going into two furnaces, and then all of the output is being funneled into this one chest at the bottom. And over there, I have planted up, if I go over, a nice big patch of kelp, which is going to be a reasonably cheap way for me to get more fuel to feed those endo flames. I can make some nice kelp blocks, which of course have a slightly long burn time compared to wood, which is great. It means the endo flames will be able to produce for a little bit longer. It does mean I've got to go through all of this and manually collect it every now and again, and because I've not got anything on my helmet at the moment, it's not like I've got respiration or anything like that to make the job easier. So this is still very much a temporary measure, but it does mean that I've got at least something that I'm able to farm very cheaply and very quickly, and I can craft these up reasonably easily at least, and then give them to my endo flames just by putting them into the little dropper on the back. Let's pop you in there, and then I'll activate it by chucking something flammable in the top. This is usually the most difficult part of the whole process. There? No. There. Hey, there we go. That's got it set off. It'll now just spit out one of those kelp blocks and feed up all of these flowers and get that mana pouring back in again. Unfortunately, there is no easy fix for the hydrangeas, though. These have decayed. They have gone down to becoming nothing more than little dead bushes all sad at the bottom of their hole. I suppose they are at least going to give me some sticks. But the only way to replace these is to literally craft them again, which means going right back to the very beginning again and having to do placing the water inside your petal apothecary, 2 teal, 2 blue, and a seed for every single hydrangea, and bearing in mind I've got 16 over there, this is going to take a little while. And it seems I don't even have enough blue petals at the moment in order to replace them all. But anyway, let's sleep and then let's go out and get these hydrangeas planted, just so I can at least start getting that mana being produced again. Well, that's even worse than I thought it was. I thought I had 16 hydrangeas here. I haven't, I've got 20. Oh, so I've got even more that need to be replaced. Oh no. And yep, the endo flames have run out of fuel again as well, which means I need to go back over here and I need to get some more kelp. Ugh, you can see how this rapidly becomes quite tiresome, especially in the early game when you can't automate these things. But that's fine. For now, these are the best that we have got. We can only make the basic flowers. So let's at least see what we can do with this mana, and then later on, we'll get better flowers. So, if we just bring up good old JEI and we type into this one fun, that'll be the beginning of our functional flowers, we can see here a list of all of the flowers that Botania has that have some kind of use within the game. So that is, these ones will use mana to do something for us rather than generating it. And the first one I want to make is this one just here. This is bellethorne. And what this does, basically, is that it kills everything. Everything that is not me that passes within the vicinity of this flower is going to die. Which is absolutely perfect when you find your area laden with different mobs and creepers and all sorts of other nasty things. This is going to keep them away from my building. In particular, I want nothing to be able to spawn in the area of my flowers or my farms or anything like that. So let's just have another little look at what we need to actually make this one. So, bellethorne, we make you in the standard petal apothecary, and you're going to be using some petals. We're going to need 3 red petals, 2 cyan petals, and this slightly bizarre looking thing, the redstone root, which is quite literally something green, grass or fern being the only options, combined with some redstone dust. Well, that's easy enough, I can certainly make that up. Okay, so shears acquired, I need 1 piece of grass. You're going to do. So we need grass, and then we need a redstone dust, and there we go. There is our redstone root, which is what we add onto flowers in order to make them controllable with redstone. So these are going to be functional flowers that we're able to basically switch on or switch off, depending on whether we want them to do their jobs or not. And I actually really like this redstone root element. It's quite a nice planty way of showing that we're adding redstone to these things, so that it's not just Botania that we're working with, it's the vanilla Minecraft as well. But let's go and make up our bellethorne. So we need 3 red petals, that would be 4, and 2 of the cyan. I'm going to have to break you down. Oh no, I've got them in my inventory. Magnificent. And seeds, of course, in order to finish it off. Right, so let's come over here. We will make you up. So we needed 3 of the reds, 2 and 3, 2 of the cyans, 1 and 2, and the redstone root. And there we go. It is showing us that we can make bellethorne. Add in our seeds. Da-da-da-da! And there we go. 1 bellethorne flower. So if I put this down, is it going to instantly murder me? No, because of course it doesn't affect me, it only affects other mobs. If I take it over to my animals, is it going to affect those? No. And that's because in order to work, this needs to have mana in the vicinity that it's able to feed from. And obviously, I do not want that to kill my animals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to the house and I'm going to place you just there to be a little bit of a warning post for any other creatures that come around here. If I get any mobs spawning, if I get any of those nasty stupid guys over there who are still hanging around in my field with my animals, or anything else. But you need some power. I need to be able to bring mana to you. Now, if I remember correctly, I made a small mana pool at some point. Where did I put that? It would make sense that I made it and put it into the stone chest. Why was that the last place that I looked? I don't know. Anyway, what we can do then is we can take this to our flower. Here you go, flower. Have a little dog bowl next to you. And now I need to get the mana into there. How am I going to do that without having generating flowers all the way around it and then having them feed into this mana pool just to feed that flower? Luckily, we don't need to do that. We can transfer mana from pool to pool by creating something called a mana tablet. I'll show you that one. You should be on there somewhere. There he is. This is our mana tablet. And this is literally something that will take mana from a pool and allow you to put it somewhere else. Ooh, but look at this. This is using some unusual items. We've got mana diamonds and mana pearls that this is made out of. I don't think I've got any diamonds at the moment, so we'll skip over that one. Mana pearls, though, if I just click on that in JI, haha, so we can see if we take an ender pearl and we throw it into a mana pool, it will become a mana pearl, using this much mana that we can see down at the bottom. Nice. Well, I can easily afford that, so I will go and grab a pearl. Okay, so I've got myself a few of these pearls, and I know that some of the mana pools down here should have enough mana in them. Aha, yes, so if I hover my cursor over that, we can see that this pool contains enough mana that if I throw the pearl into it, it's going to get converted. It'll be the same on that one, because I think this one actually has even more mana in it. Yep, that one is absolutely stuffed full. On the other hand, if I just run back to the diluted pool, I wonder if that's going to show me a cross to show me there's not enough mana in this pool. Yep, funnily enough, it does. So there would not be enough mana in there. Quite clearly there is none in there at the moment. I wouldn't be able to convert an ender pearl in that pool. But let's chuck it in this one over here and turn it into a mana pearl. Right, so looking at you, and then I will just throw you in. Boink! There we go. Wasn't that fast? It makes a lovely little noise as well. There we go. So we now have ourselves a mana pearl. So if I come over to a crafting bench, ignoring the one in my inventory, you here. If I pop my pearl in, and then if I surround that in living rock, ta-da-da-da, 1 mana tablet. And that will now allow us to transport mana around the place easily. And here is where, once again, our Wand of the Forest comes in handy. So if I just grab hold of that and I hover it over this mana pool, wow, we can see how much mana there actually is in there. That thing is stuffed full, it's holding over 500,000 mana. But you'll see underneath it, it's got a little picture of a blue square going towards the pool. That square, hopefully you can see, is the tablet. So when that arrow is going from tablet to pool, if I tried to throw this tablet in there, it would try and drain its mana into the pool. On the other hand, if I right-click on the pool, crouch and right-click on the pool, sorry, you will see that the arrow changes direction. So, mana going from tablet to pool, mana going from pool to tablet. So now, if I throw this tablet into the pool, it should suck up all the mana out of that pool for us. Whoop! I missed. What can I say? Hey, there we go. So now you can see all the little wiggly lines, they're running up, so that thing is slowly filling up with mana for us, which will then be able to transfer over to the diluted pool. Ooh. How much more can you take? That'll do, I think. That's plenty. There we go, so that's filled it up to just past halfway, and it's taken a good chunk of mana out of that pool. But, right, let's run over to the other one. Yoink. And we'll go and fill that one up. Right, hopefully, before anything nasty spawns and comes after me. Hello! Hello! Oh yes, I can see plenty of you around. Right, so here's our pool. We can see that this one is currently moving mana from tablet to pool, so if I throw this one in, it should fill the pool up for us. Whoop! Oh, I cannot throw these. Yup! Hey, there we go! Ta-da! And now we have a nice full pool of mana. Hello, likely victims. Would you like to come this way? Interested in me? Yeah, good, brilliant. Come over here. Come to this little flat. Oh, no, don't shoot me from over there. Come closer. Come closer now. Uh-oh, I haven't linked them. Ah! Run away! Run away! Mistakes have been made. Can I do this quickly before I die? Come on. You, connect. Yes, kill them. Ah, no, not me. Oh, wow. Graceful. That was not. So yeah, lesson 2 for today is make sure your functional flowers are linked to your mana pool before you get yourself killed. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go to sleep now. But if we completely ignore my general failing at being a cool YouTuber and my running around and dying a lot, then you can at least see exactly how these flowers work. So you can see that that is full of mana at the moment, it has got plenty to be able to use, and it is taking it directly from this pool, which has lost a little bit of mana. It's taken a bit of a chunk in order to kill off those guys who were with us. And so what we can do then is we can use these bellethorns to create ourselves a little anti-mob perimeter anywhere where we really don't want them spawning, which is pretty much anywhere too close to the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm quite happy for this one to be able to feed off this much larger mana pool here, and I'm going to place it about 10 blocks away, which is its maximum to be able to connect to a mana pool. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. If I pop you on there, hover over you with my Wand of the Forest, I can see that you have connected to that pool. We can tell because it's become highlighted. And then what I've also done, just back towards the house, is I've just moved the other flower. So it was over there, which I decided was a little bit in the way really. It's kind of the way I go to get to my animals. So I've put the flower here, where it's tucked out of the sort of sight, out of range. It's still within range of the doors, so it's able to protect just there. And it's then connected over to this pool on the side, which will keep it fed. And other than that, I think the only other place where I'm going to need to have one of these is close to the animals when I come over to feed them, shear them, milk them, you name it. But of course here I have got to be careful. And that's because bellethorne has a reach of about 6 blocks. So I don't want these animals to get killed off by this flower and mustn't put it within 6 blocks of their sort of fence perimeter. It needs to be further away than that. So if I come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and I pop it there, that will be fine. It'll kill any mobs in this sort of vicinity. If any come over towards the bridge, if I'm over here, I can always lure them towards this flower, get them all killed off without me having to fight them, which, let's be honest now, I am useless at fighting mobs, so for me, that's actually really quite helpful. What I do want to be able to do though is kill these animals easily and on purpose using another flower. And to do that, we're going to create bellethorne's close cousin, that is dreadthorne, that we see just here. So it's pretty much exactly the same recipe. We've got the same 2 cyan petals, we've got the same redstone root. This time though, we're going to be using black petals instead of the red one. And what this does is this creates dreadthorne, which is a plant that will only kill adult animals. Okay, so it's a dark and miserable night. Let's make this flower of death. So we need 3 of our black petals, 1, 2 and 3, 2 of our cyan, 1 and 2, and the redstone root as well. And there we go, there is our dreadthorne. We can add our wheat seeds to that. Ta-da! We have the new flower. Okay, so coming back over here, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to use this dreadthorne to kill off all of the adult animals in this pen in one go, but I don't want it to be just killing everything willy-nilly until there's absolutely nothing less. So I want to be able to control it with redstone, hence why I've brought a few little bits and pieces with me. So if we just go in the pen, I want this to be roughly in the centre, so maybe about there, about right on that piece of dirt just there. I think that's about the centre. So dreadthorne has exactly the same range as bellethorne. It will kill any adult animals within 6 blocks of itself. So this should cover pretty much all of this pen. There's a little bit of space up here, tiny little sanctuary where some of the adults will survive, but for the most part anything in here is going to die. But for the redstone controls. Okay, so I'm going to dig down just alongside this. If I go down, skip the block that it's on, and I go down to about here, and I dig this way, I should be able to get back to the path. Just dig these out, and I'm looking for stone above me. There you go, I can barely see that because of just how dark it is in here. Pop you there, there's the stone. So this is the path, and I want to be able to control this flower from the path. So is this still underneath dreadthorne? Yep, there he is. So if I pop a stone there, and a redstone torch on top of it, that is going to be now powering this block above it, so the flower will currently be getting a redstone signal. It is switched off. And then I can take a little redstone line out from here, doopy doopy doop. Then I can place a nice poetic piece of white wool on the end and a lever on the top of that. Now when I activate this lever, that's going to activate this redstone dust, which is going to switch off this torch, which will then switch on the flower which is above. I do that, there we go, the torch has gone off. Do that, the torch has come back on again. Right, okay, so now I just need to dig my way back out again. I will go out the way I came in. Hop, hop, hop. Right, so you'll notice at the moment dreadthorne has got all these red particles coming off it. That's because it's being nulled by the redstone signal that it's receiving from that torch, so it's not working. Hence why nothing is dying, plus at the moment it's got no link to mana, so it doesn't have the power to start killing stuff anyway. But what this does mean is that at the moment, if I place down a mana pool and some mana in it, it should not be killing things at the moment. Let's go out and make sure. Move please. Right, so all I need to do is I just need to place this mana pool that is in the region of both bellethorne and dreadthorne, because I want both of them to be able to work from one. That might as well be just there. Why not? Is that everybody connected? Can you connect to this? Yes, you can. Can you... Whoop. Can you connect to that as well? Yes, you can. Brilliant. Right, okay. Move, move, move. Let me out. Okay, so if I remove this block just here, hopefully there is my lever, which I can put a little trapdoor above so I've got easy access to it. Now, everyone, just bear with me a second. Let's just check. Pool is receiving mana from tablet when I throw this in. Hopefully, nothing is gonna happen. Ugh. Go in. Looking good, looking good. Any zombies standing here would die. We can see the little fiery particles around bellthorne, so that's definitely in kill mode right now. But dreadthorne is not. Give me back my tablet, which is now empty. Oh dear, that's going to need to get topped up again. But when I flip this lever, all the adult animals in there should die. Flip. Oh, 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 and there they all go. And quickly turn it back off again to make sure we've saved enough adult animals to breed everybody back up again. Wholesale murder. Such a satisfying thing sometimes. Right, and what this also obviously means, because it only kills adult animals, if I come in here and I start feeding things up so that we've got lots of babies around, we've got lots of lambs, lots of little calves, basically as long as we've got 2 of each so that we can start again reasonably easily. There's a lamb, there's 2 calves, that should be good to go. I can come out here and I can very easily murder all of the parents. There we go, so we're just left with the babies and the ones who are up in the sanctuary. Nice. Easy peasy murder. But I don't think that is too shabby for a day's work. We can move our mana around easily with our new tablet, we can protect ourselves a little bit from getting murdered by everything that moves, and we can kill off our animals nice and easily. It's basically a death-based episode, this one. For now though, I'm going to get back to planting up this wheat field, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!